Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. My name's Naomi, also known as One Authentic Heart, blogging and vlogging at www.oneauthentic.heart.com. Thank you for tuning in. Today's video, I just want to address God's unwavering faithfulness. I've just been totally blown away as I've been reading recently in my Bible plan of his faithfulness to the people of old in the Old Testament when it comes to Exodus, and then the disciples that walked with Jesus, and just the continual faithfulness that God demonstrates to his people, to his children, and then therefore the continual faithfulness that God will and does demonstrate to us as his children, as his sons and daughters. And so it's a video of gratitude, a video of thankfulness, and just praise to how good God is and how faithful he has been and will be to us. So I first thought about this when I was looking at the passage in Mark, and this was a couple of days ago. I was reading Mark 4, and the very well-known story about Jesus calming a storm, about the whole idea that the disciples are in the boat and suddenly there's a storm and Jesus is asleep. Jesus is sleeping through this storm and the disciples panic and they wake Jesus up. And I found it very, very interesting because they say, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And that's in Mark 4, verse 38. And the first point I wanted to make is that it's so interesting that sometimes we can think that we're perishing. We can think that there is no hope. Perishing, quite a strong word. We're hopeless. There's nothing for us. We're about to die. But actually, Jesus' response after he's calmed the storm, after he's calmed the wind and the waves, he says, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And he says that because he's in the boat. Jesus says that because he, as Lord and Saviour of these people, is in the boat. And I think that's so resonated with me because of our own issues, our own worries, our own fears. We can think we're perishing. We can think this job, this relationship, this friendship, this group of people, this gossip that's going around about me, this circumstance that happened to me or that I did myself, these things, because of those things, I am perishing. And we forget to remember the things that Jesus has already done for us, the things that Jesus has already brought us out from, the things that he's already said, "It is well," and he's healed us from, he's delivered us from, he's brought us out of. And we forget to remember those things. And Jesus might say to us, like he said to the disciples, "Have you still no faith?" That whole idea that, look what I've done. The disciples were walking with Jesus and they saw him literally healing people, raising people from the dead even. And yet a storm happens and the disciples still, because they're human, say that they're perishing. And we can sometimes forget God's faithfulness in the past. We can forget what he's done for us. And therefore we can call our circumstance perishing. And I think it's just a real encouragement to remind ourselves of his faithfulness. Remind ourselves that he is with us in the boat. He is with us in that storm. Even though all around us seems insecure and failing and difficult and tiring and worrying, he is with us and he says, "Do you still have no faith? Remember who I am. Remember, this is not just a mere person that you are talking to. This is God, and he is able. He will deliver. He will redeem. He will restore. He will heal. He will comfort. He will strengthen. He will equip. He will do all of these things and so much more." And I was also reminded of this in other areas of my reading. In Psalm 23, the classic psalm that a lot of people often remember off by heart, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want." And one of the verses really struck me as I was reading it, actually. If I could just find it. In Psalm 23, it says, in verse 5, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." So in the presence of fear, doubt, anger, worry, jealousy, pain, financial difficulty, relational ruin, whatever it might be, God prepares a table in the presence of all that difficulty, of the enemy's kind of oppression, as it were. God prepares a table for us in the presence of all of those things. He is still our steadfast rock. So in the presence of all that is difficult, God is still holding us. And so yet again, another reminder of his faithfulness, another reminder of his everlasting comfort and protection. And lastly, as you know, I've been reading through Exodus as my Old Testament reading, and it's the same thing. The people in Exodus, the Israelites, just today I read in chapter 29, verse 46, the last verse, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. And that phrase is said a lot in Exodus. As I continue to go through, it says, I am the Lord their God. I brought them out of this. They will know that I am the Lord their God. And it's because God is continually doing things for them. In spite of them, in spite of their grumbling and stuff, in spite of their moaning, in spite of their lack of faith, God still says, they will know that I am the Lord because I'm doing this for them, I'm doing that for them. And he continues to do it because he loves them. And he'll continue to do it for us because he loves us. We are his daughters, we are his sons. And he loves us. He says that we're fearfully and wonderfully made and that he rejoices over us with singing. And we're to remember that, and we're to cling to that in times of doubt and worry, because he prepares a table for us in the presence of all of those things. He says that we will know that he is the Lord our God in the presence of all of those things. And he says, do you still have no faith in the presence of a storm? He says, have faith, trust, believe that I am with you in the boat, I'm with you in the storm. So I hope that encourages you and challenges you and reminds you to be thankful for the things that God has done, and therefore have faith to believe that he will do whatever you need him to do in this particular circumstance. Should it be his will to bring you out of it, he will do that. Should it be his will to restore, to comfort, to heal you, he will do that. Trust, have faith, and believe that he is good and that he is God. Thanks very much for watching, guys. God bless.